Hello, my name is Mihaela MİKİခြ, and I'm an associate professor at the University of Zagreb Faculty of Economics and Business. And today I'm going to be presenting you the paper titled The Efficiency of Students' Teamwork in Online Classroom During the COVID. I will go through introduction, literature review, case study of efficiency of students' teamwork, and I will have entrepreneurship course as a case, and at the end, the purpose of this paper is to investigate the efficiency of the students' teamwork during the COVID-19 pandemic. For the example of the course Entrepreneurship at the Faculty of Economics and Business, University of Zagreb. This course uses teamwork as a core teaching method before the pandemic and continued to do so as the course transitioned into an online format during the lockdown. So, by comparing the students' points gathered through the teamwork assignments, both before and during the lockdown, the paper assessed the success of teamwork and its transition to online. Of course, that a COVID pandemic created a lot of challenges and obstacles for education. The governments implemented the lockdown, and all educational institutions had to adapt to the new conditions. As the response, they actually started virtual or online education. The transfer to online education was possible only because we already had all the technology available, and the vital point in ensuring preservation of education quality was the project-based teaching, as they understood that the small group work is beneficial teaching method because it offers students the ability to engage in the learning and enhance professional and personal development. And it's linked to improved learning outcomes by promoting mutual learning, acceptance, recognition, and understanding through the trust building and social net. Furthermore, the group work skills have a higher transferability of the skills to the workplace environment and are really desirable on the work market. So they're actually essential for competences for the future workforce. Literature review. As the teamwork shifted from the traditional format to the new virtual environment, a number of educational aspects shifted as well. And one of the most important one is communication. So now communication was exclusively electronic. Technology became fundamental to learning process, and virtual teams were formed, encouraging students to adapt to and develop a new form of trust and collaboration through these new mediums. However, even though we all were using it, research on how students' teams adjusted to their new environment is still. So there are two groups of research. One suggests that online group can be just as effective for collaboration, especially in the larger classes, where merging too many students and groups in person may become unwieldy. But and also we have the same results coming from the business sector. Problem with the business sector is that teams formed in the business sector are mostly long-term teams. And in education, we have it through one semester on one course, and maybe you are every single time working with a different student. On the other hand, other research suggests that the in-person group work outperforms virtual groups for many reasons. First are the challenges related to virtual social interaction, then challenges related to participating in an educational program or observing a mandatory lockdown. And also students are challenged by the transition and adjustment to the virtual team. So these mixed results highlight the need to further examine the efficiency of online group work, especially during the pandemic. I'll start my case study. So educators in the field of entrepreneurship, maybe even more than their colleagues, face the challenges of teaching online, because teaching entrepreneurship requires, from one side, development of both hard and soft thinking skills, business knowledge, personal development, and task-specific skills, and should provide experiential learning, which is harder to ensure with online. Uh, we have as a base of our entrepreneurship course is a project-based learning. The learning strategy that stimulates and develops a set of skills. In this case, it involves students in the learning and assessment process where they have to collaborate and work in the teams to solve core assignments, prepare a business model and business plan in order to be ready to deal with the real problems and plan, develop, and implement projects that have practical applicability. So this course was introduced on our university in 2006 as a mandatory course, and until the COVID-19 pandemic, it was exclusively in-person course. During the pandemic, the course was transferred entirely online, and of course, we needed to do certain updates to the grading element. So to kind of award students and to motivate them there more to work in teams and to be as efficient they can, um, we transferred part of the points that were for final exam towards actually teamwork uh, points. So instead of 70 points for a final exam, we now had a 50, and other 50 went for the results of the team. Also, we were using digital tools in online teaching, and there were Google Classroom, email, Moodle, websites, videos, journals, magazines, and other online sources. And these were kind of all formal communication was done through the Google Classroom or email, but students rather use the social networks to use it for their informal communication and to kind of coordinate their. These are the number of teams and average total number of points before and during the COVID-19. So in average, I had in my classes between 40 up to 60 teams per year, per semester. And as you can see, the average total number of points fell during the first two COVID-19 years, but then it rose above the pre-COVID-19 level. So we can see from that efficiency fell. It's not like a big fall in efficiency, but we can still see that it fell. But it took students 2 years to kind of adapt to the conditions, or maybe also it took us teachers to do the same thing. If we look at the little bit more data in more detail, and we look at the assignments and the business model, business plan, we can see that in the first year, the biggest is the biggest like fall. And those are the two first assignments that were needed to be done online. So at the beginning of the COVID-19, it was the smallest efficiency of the lowest level of efficiency for the student teamwork. And it's reasonable because we all needed to adjust to the situation. But as the time went by, they started to adjust more. The first assignment usually always has the smallest efficiency because it's a newly formed team. They still don't know each other maybe that well, and they need time to kind of start working together, communicate, trust, and maybe split the work and so on. Conclusion, this paper has discussed the efficiency of students' teamwork in an online classroom during the COVID-19. This transition was specifically challenging because on one hand, project-based learning is based on the collaboration and working teams, and on the other hand, it was really hard for students and teachers to adapt to the new ways of communication because face-to-face communication was not possible anymore. Result of analysis showed that in first 2 years of the COVID-19, efficiency of working in teams slightly fell, especially at the beginning of pandemic, and it took 2 academic years before the students' teamwork efficiency rose about the one before COVID. This paper is limited, of course, in its research, and it included just one entrepreneurship class. It was my class, and not the entire course. And analysis included just determining the efficiency of student teams. I didn't go into the deep analysis of the reasons why efficiency dropped or was later improved. Recommendation for future research include detailed analysis of the factors that influence decrease in the students' teamwork during the COVID-19 from the perspective of teacher and student, and the prerequisites that are necessary to ensure the efficient students' teamwork.